For the past year, a family has been living a seemingly endless nightmare. They are facing the pain of impunity after a brutal crime. A 13-year-old teenager was shot dead during a police chase that shocked the entire country. It's a hard case to believe, isn't it, Cabrini? The boy's father and several witnesses have no doubt. The shots that took the boy's life came from a military police officer's gun. Even so, to this day, the investigation remains unfinished, and justice has not been served. He was the kind of son that any parent dreams of having: obedient, loving, full of life. He was living the best moment of his childhood. Now his little sister is growing up without her brother by her side, and this absence hurts too much. The pain is unbearable. For this father, March 16, 2024 never ended. Derck Sampaio da Silva, just 13 years old, was hit by 2 stray bullets. This happened during a police chase for car theft suspects in a poor neighborhood in Recife, the capital of Pernambuco. Since then, this family's life has been turned upside down. Derck was passionate about soccer. These videos show the joy of a boy who dreamed of becoming a professional player. He always came back from training sweaty, smiling and hugging his father with great affection. On the day of the tragedy, he had woken up happy. He played his first match for a community team, winning 3-1, had lunch out with his family to celebrate, and then went to meet up with his friends. They played a little more and chatted on the steps of a square near their home. That night, Derck sent a message to his mother asking her to stay a little longer. She said that her cell phone had turned off and that she was on the street talking to a friend. Minutes later, everything changed. While they were deciding what to have for lunch, a speeding car passed them. There was no time for anything. At 7:28 p.m., his mother's phone rang. It was one of the girls Derck was with, telling her that he had been shot. Security cameras recorded the moment. 2 cars sped past, followed by police vehicles. One of the suspects tried to flee, and the police began shooting. You can see the flashes of gunfire in the hands of the police officers. According to the official version, there was an exchange of gunfire with the criminals. 2 of them were arrested, and their weapons were seized. But the forensic investigation revealed something shocking. None of the suspects' weapons were fired. The bullets found at the scene came from the police's own weapons. One of the young women who was with Derck spoke for the first time, without identifying herself. She said she ran, pulled her friend, and when Derck came after her, he was hit. The shots came from the police, according to the images, since the suspects were inside the car with the windows closed. The boy's father claims that the police officers fired more than 40 times. The place where Derck was covered in bullet holes. The one who took his life was the one who should have protected him, said the father, with the pain visible in his speech. Natalie, a resident of the street, heard the cries for help and saw everything. She says that the police officers passed by without providing assistance. Only after a long time did another police car show up. Derck was taken to the hospital in the trunk of a police car, covered in blood. The father remembers that, when he arrived at the hospital, he saw one of the police officers leave the room where his son was with his hands on his head, in despair. It seemed like he was saying with that gesture, "We messed up," he says. According to a report by the Public Security Forum, in 2023, 18% of deaths of adolescents between the ages of 10 and 19 were caused by police officers. The question that remains is, would this be acceptable if it had happened in an upscale neighborhood? In December, the investigation was concluded, but the police officers were not indicted. The public prosecutor's office recommended that the case be closed, even though it acknowledged that the shots were fired by the police, saying that it was not possible to identify which police officer fired the shots. The court did not accept the closure and requested new investigations, including a reconstruction of the crime. To date, no police officer has agreed to participate. The family believes that, with the simulation and the images, it will be possible to discover who was responsible for the fatal shot. and they hope that he will be punished as required by law. The civil police and the public prosecutor's office declined to give an interview. In a statement, they said that the case is still under investigation. Meanwhile, a broken family is trying to find the strength to move on. Nothing will bring him back, but whoever did this cannot be free. A child murderer cannot be left on the streets. If this case touched you, share this video. Let's give this family a voice and demand justice. Like, comment what you think, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that cannot be forgotten.